Hi, my name's Cams, and welcome to the first video of the Disturbed Chronicles. Today's story is about a little girl named Judith Barsi. Now, you might not know her by her name, but you've probably seen her face or possibly even heard her voice before. Judith was born on June 6, 1978, and she was just 5 years old when she started acting. Judith starred in roles like Jaws, The Revenge. She also was the voice of Anne Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven, and the famous Ducky from Land Before Time. Judith also starred in over 60 commercials before her tragic death in 1988 at just 10 years old. Now, Judith made over $10,000 a month with her acting, which is the equivalent to about $15,000 to $20,000 a month here in 2025. Maria, Judith's mother, was very dedicated to her career, and she did everything she could to support her daughter Judith and the growth of her acting. Unfortunately, Judith's father, and excuse me if I say his name incorrectly, Judith Barsi, he was an abusive alcoholic. Joseph would threaten to kill his wife and his daughter, and he would throw things at them like pots and pans. He also made several threats to burn down their home in California. After several years of abuse, it started to take a toll on Judith's health, and she began to gain weight and develop compulsive behaviors like pulling out her eyelashes, cutting off her cat's whiskers, and even having panic attacks. Judith also started to gain weight from the abuse, and her mother Maria did make a police report after her husband, Joseph, took a knife and held it to Judith's throat. But eventually the charges were dropped because there was no actual evidence of abuse. And unfortunately, the abuse didn't stop. It only got worse at home for Judith and her mother Maria, and Judith had even allegedly told her friend that she was scared to go home, and she knew that her father wanted to kill her mother. One day in May 1988, Judith had a mental breakdown in front of her agent, and because of this, her mother Maria decided that she would take her to a child psychologist. There, the psychologist did notice, and she picked up on the abuse that she had been dealing with for years. Of course, this psychologist did take her findings and report it to the protective services, but again, her mother Maria dropped the charges. She dropped the charges because she was afraid that she was going to lose everything. Maria made claims that she was going to divorce her husband, and her and Judith were going to move into an apartment that she had already had for her acting and traveling purposes for Judith. Sadly, the threats from her husband, Joseph, became a reality. On July 27th, 1988, around 8 a.m., Joseph shot his wife Maria in the hallway of their home. He then went to Judith's room and shot her in her bed, killing them both. Joseph then soaked the bodies of his wife and his daughter in gasoline and lit the house on fire. Shortly after this, Joseph went to the garage and shot himself, and ending his life. Burt Reynolds played as Charlie the dog in All Dogs Go to Heaven, and Judith had previously recorded her lines for Anne Marie. Charlie had to say goodbye to Anne Marie in this scene, and Judith had already passed away when Burt Reynolds had to record his lines for Charlie, so he was actually saying goodbye to her in real life and in the movie.
Charlie, will I ever see you again?
Sure you will, kid. You know, goodbyes aren't forever.
Then, goodbye, Charlie. I love you.
Yeah. I love you too.
This made it way more heartfelt because you can actually hear the cracking in Burt Reynolds' voice while recording. Now, allegedly it said that he had to do it about 60 to 70 takes before he could get it right. And the cracking in his voice isn't just acting. It really tore him up. And he apparently had a picture of Judith next to him while he was recording the scenes. So Judith and her mother Maria are buried in adjoining plots in the Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California. The gravestone has Judith's famous quote from The Land Before Time, "Ducky, yep, yep, yep." Judith's acting career only lasted 5 years or less, and who knows where she would be today had she not suffered so much abuse. And that's what I have for you guys today. So if you've made it this far, I want to say thank you. I'm glad you're here. And if you or anybody you know is suffering some kind of abuse in or outside of their home, do something, say something, because you could save somebody's life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. I'll see you guys next time.